Hey, it's Amy Green with Amy and Art Designs. Come on in and say hi. It is time to do some crafting. I'm super excited to be here with you, y'all. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the April Joyful Crafting Club box. We crafted that last night in my group. And then we're going to do a little mini sign crafting ourselves. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're here, make sure you let me know you're here and that you're watching so I can say hi. On StreamYard, unlike when I stream like directly through Facebook, I can't see who's watching, but I can see your names and I love hearing from you. So and then if you're watching on the replay, hashtag replay. And if you're new here, please say hi because we love to give you a warm welcome. So I see Tammy and Sarah and Christina. Hi, ladies. If you don't know what the Joyful Crafting Club is, it is a tiered tray crafting group. If you don't know what a tiered tray is, it is a 2 or 3 level tray that you can put home decor on. And it's usually themed. So you might do bees, or you might do spring, you might do summer theme, you might do a picnic, you might do, we did coffee and tea this month. So that is what it goes on the tray. So I'm going to show you what was in the box, and then we're going to craft with one of the printables. If you're interested in the Joyful Crafting Club, you want to hear more, learn more about it, you can comment exclamation Joyful Crafting Club. You have to put that exclamation in front of it. So let's get started, and then we'll say hi to everybody once they all jump in. Let me switch my camera view just a little bit. There we go. That should work better. And then I'm going to get the StreamYard gift away thing going while we're here. And then we are going to get started crafting. Why I'm doing this, comment below and tell me the last thing that you crafted below. So, because I want to hear what you guys have been crafting. I love hearing what you've been crafting. It is really so much fun to know what you've been doing. I love seeing it. Okay. All right, we're good. Okay, awesome. So every time you drop a comment, that's going to go into the gift away thing. I actually think this is going to work better for this view. Okay, let me show you. We had 2 different boxes this month. So we had tea and coffee. And the reason we had 2 different themes is because, oh, Tammy Royer, you're in Florida, girl. Girl, I love it. But one of the things I told them is I will never give them something that I know that they won't love. And that, like there's certain things that I know people run hot and cold on, like gnomes. You either love them or you hate them. Trucks, you love them or you hate them. And so if I'm going to do something like that, there's a choice. And so they've been asking for coffee trays and they've been asking for tea trays. And I had so many people asking. I gave them both and they could choose which one they wanted. Some people got both, but my coffee drinkers are generally like, oh yeah, tea's cool. I like tea. But my tea drinkers are like, I do not drink coffee. No, they're like, get away. No, I don't drink coffee. Like they're very, very, they're very adamant about that. And so I knew I couldn't do that, but let's look in the box. And ladies, those of you from the JCC, next month you are getting the boxes. I got the printed boxes in and we folded them today and they look amazing. So this is the coffee tray. Every month there's a QR code and a little info in the top, and this takes you to the tutorials, photos, because I do short video tutorials for each set that we craft. And printables and everything. There's some printables in the box, but then I also give them a digital version. So we have 2 versions, regular and deluxe. This would be the regular, and they have the mini signs in here. I'll show them to you in a minute. They got the bead garland kit this month. We have an interchangeable bead garland. Sometimes we do, but this month it was a special bead garland we did. And then this is the deluxe sign. So the people get the deluxe box, which is 1 extra sign. Got a coffee cup, a to-go coffee cup. And then these are the printables. There were 2 this month in the box. I'm sorry for what I said before. I had my coffee. And then let me open this up so you can see the back. Must have coffee. Thank you for the sprinkles, Tammy. And so there's the printable. And then this is a box label. So if you're new and you're watching, you've never seen this before, the ladies wanted to store their signs because all of their mini signs will fit back in this box. And so this just goes on the side of the box like this when they're done, or on the front, wherever they want to put it, and they can go back in. And then they have a storage box too. It's like so many great things in one. So this is the coffee box. The tea box is packaged exactly the same. I'll show it to you. Tammy says she loves the boxes. Let me see what you guys have crafted, by the way. Say hi to everybody after let's open the tea box and I'll say hi to everybody. So it's going to look very similar in the way that it's packaged. They also had a bead garland. I don't have the deluxe teacup in here because I know you guys aren't surprised, but let me turn this on like silent. It is on silent. Okay, I'm going to put it on airplane. I know you guys aren't surprised, but you guys bought every single thing that I had. They got the extras. I put the extras up this month, and so I do. But I'll show you the extra cup for the deluxe set. But this is how it's packaged. Again, a box label, and then they had printables. So we had some stacked teacups and a tiered tray. I could not resist. It's a tiered tray, and it's got tea on it, macaroons, some little snacks, some berries, and it looks perfect with the set. And I'll show you the finished set. So we go from this, and with the short video tutorials that I make, let me show you the finished tea set. Get ready to swoon. It is so cute. So this is the tea, spill the teapot. And we took a ribbon and curled it. I curled mine with a curling iron a little bit. And we splatter painted this. And then all of this detail here, I mean, you have the splatter paint, but then we used watercolor pencils on all of the detail there. Isn't that beautiful? And then this is like one of those fruit tarts. And do you see how it's shiny there? We used a special product to get that shiny glaze on there so that it looks like it does in the bakery window when they're all shiny on top. Actually, those get a coat of gelatin. I went to pastry art school for a while, but they get a coat of gelatin, which makes them super shiny, right? So it's really beautiful. And then we had blueberries and strawberries and raspberries. And again, all this dimension here was added with watercolor pencils. This is a teacup. Again, we did all this with watercolor pencils. And then you have a tea bag with a little tag that says tea time. And watch this. This slides down in here. So it can look like the tea bag is hanging out of the teacup. And it stands on its own. So fun. I mean, I just love this set. We did all this fun distressing, putting all this detail in there, getting it to look like a tea bag. Isn't that beautiful? So that's the tea bag. This was the deluxe cup that I didn't have a cut one in the box, but how cute is this with the flowers? And again, all of this detailing was done with watercolor pencils. Barbara says, it is so pretty. Yes, it really is. It is a pretty set. It's going to be fun. Next week, we style it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And this is called a mini garland. So you know how like sometimes on your mantle, you hang a big garland? Well, this is a mini garland to decorate your tray. And we had lemons, green tea, chamomile. It's all different kinds of tea, peppermint, and chai. And again, all the detail on here, we added in with watercolor pencils. And so in the group, I do what I call short video tutorials. Some of these were longer than normal because watercolors were new to the group. They asked to learn new techniques this year. because I did a survey at the end of the year. And so that, I mean, in the end of year survey, over and over, that's what they asked for. We really want to learn something new, and we love learning something new. And so we've been trying a new technique every month. Next month, we're doing watercolor pencils again. Just be warned. So yeah, very cute. So we did all of that. This, like, do you see how that looks darker around the edge? That's watercolor pencils. And then this was the bead garland that we made. This is the way I did mine. A teacup. We painted the beads, and this is a little spoon, a fancy little spoon. And then we added a ribbon, a little, I don't know, like a crochet knit. This is kind of like a crochet lace is what they call it, ribbon. And added that. So this was the tea set. So I see some people are saying, Lisa says it's gorgeous. She loves hers. Tracy says, out of both sets of tea, you say, was your favorite or wasn't the favorite? I loved them both, and I really love the tea set. I love the flowers and the vintage feel. Tammy can't wait for our next box. Was your favorite? Okay. And Tracy said it was so much fun to paint with watercolor pencils. Yes. Linda says she hates when the mail carrier smashes the box. Girl, the mail, I know. Like, come on. So, and if you're watching and you're not in the JCC and you're like, I don't know about all of this, like, sounds new. I don't know. It's a lot of signs, or maybe I'm not really sure about this whole tier tray thing. I want to invite you to come back next week. We're going to start something I'm calling Tiered Tray Week. And we're just going to talk about how you take these mini signs, you put them on a tray, how you style them. I'm going to paint one live from beginning to end. I'm going to do it over a period of days. I'll have a schedule up for you guys soon. But I'm just going to talk about it and share it with you, because what I've learned from my group through doing this is that this is a really fun way for them to create seasonal decor. It's a quick way for them to get one area of their house decorated and looking beautiful. And then they don't feel like they have to do all the other things. Now, of course, like big times of year, like Christmas or sometimes even Easter or Thanksgiving, people might do more. But if you just want a spring refresh, but you don't want to have to redecorate your whole home, tier trays are the way to go. And what I'll tell you is once you feel confident with that one small space, right? Because you start with one small space, that spills over to other areas in your home. And then you start to just love your home a little more. You really do. It really is so much fun to create. Trish, no, I didn't put the watercolor pencils on there yet. I will, and I'll update you guys in the group when I do. Nate was having a rough night last night. I saw Kim asked how he was doing. He was asleep. I posted that in the group when I got up, and then or when I finished last night, and then this morning he was like, Mom, I'm okay. I can go to school by myself. It is just going to be I'm going to be okay. I don't need you to come to school with me. And then I emailed his teacher, and she said he was doing great. So I think it was just pre-anxiety. My oldest son had some anxiety about testing last night. And when I was painting live, because he has state testing this week, he came down and was like, Mom, I don't want to go to school tomorrow. So the ladies all got to encourage him and say that it's going to be fine, and nobody likes state testing. So it was a lot of fun. Because I got to tell him, yeah, you know what? They all said they don't like it either. We even had a principal in the group who was like, state testing, don't love it. So let's look at this set. This is the coffee set. We had a coffee bag. Hi, Renee. And this is all, again, done with watercolor pencils. Look at the detail on that. Isn't it beautiful? This was just a little mug, stoneware mug, and we did this with splatter painting. Really cute. Really, really cute. We have a vintage coffee pot, like you get at like the donut shops where they actually pour it out of a pot. It says, but first coffee. We have this to-go mug. And it stands in this little stand, if I can get in there straight. So it stands up by itself. Very, very cute. Yeah, Amelia says she's obsessed with the blue. This color is called Cloudy Day. And then this sign, freshly brewed coffee served daily. I heavily distressed this because I wanted it to look like old and funky. In fact, I was thinking like the space where I want to put this, I think I'm going to have to order a new tray for that space. Don't tell Joe. I hope he's not watching. This is the bee garland we did. It's got the stoneware mug with a heart on one end. We did brown gingham and then ribbon and then a little tag on the side that says freshly brewed coffee. Barbara says she loves the coffee set. It is really pretty. And then this is really fun. We have another mini garland. Let me show this to you guys. We have 2 sugars, 2 coffee cups, and a milk. And then sometimes we do jute for the mini garland, but I am, excuse me. I'm obsessed with these little bakery twines because they're so fun when you on the tray. It's just like a little pop of something extra. So this is really cute. So let me set this aside. I'm going to show you the printables, and we're just going to do a printable that we can add to our tray. Tammy, I know I almost have everything packed up from the weekend and shipped out, and then I will let you know if I have any coffee sets left. Jennifer says the last thing that she crafted was the tea set last night, and she loves being in the JCC. We love having you, girl. She's so much fun. And Sarah's also in the JCC. She was faith journaling, and she's starting the chicken gumball set. Oh, yes, that is a cute one. Okay, so these are 4.5-inch square wood planks from the Dollar Tree. I was just going to do a quick and simple 4x4. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll take this and put it inside a frame. And then I was like, I think I'm just going to do a 4.5-inch. They're wood planks. They're really thin. Mostly because I've got to get the laser running again. It stopped right before, and I thought, you know what? Let's just keep today simple. Let's do a quick and simple sign, and we can do one that's a little more complicated and more layered. And Susie packed up all of my Forever Frame inserts, the square ones that I cut because we ran out, and so I didn't have any to do. So I'm thinking, anybody have a preference? We're just going to pop it on one of these. Maybe add a hanger. Maybe add a bow. And the reason that I put the printables in the box, if you're wondering, like, why do you have printables in the box? It's only because a lot of times it just gives them another sign that they can craft and put in the box without, and just fills up their tray. I'm thinking that this pink would go really well. Well, I have this cashmere. Is this conch shell? I'm not sure where conch shell is. Conch shell might be with a fairy tray. Okay, let's try cashmere. I also have this really great green. Oh, I know what I was looking for. Blush. I was looking for this one. Hi, Stephanie. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. This blush. I think I'm going to go with this. Okay, let's try that. How are you, Stephanie? So, okay. Whoa. Yeah, let's try this. This is a Hello Hobby color. They don't sell it anymore, but you could probably find a very, very similar color. They're very similar to, what is that? You guys know what I'm talking about. Waverly, right? Because this is the brand that Walmart, I think they were test marketing it. So I'm pretty sure you can find this color that's going to be similar to Waverly, because they pulled the Waverly out and added, yeah, ballet slipper. That's what Tammy says. Yeah, so it's something like they've got to have something very similar, because I would not be surprised if Hello Hobby didn't just kind of look at the Waverly colors and kind of duplicate, right? So I do love that they're, I'm going to go ahead and paint the edges just because I want it to be, I should have sanded this first. I'm going to have to sand it and then come back. It's a little rough. Yeah, we have Waverly back in our Walmarts too. They pulled it all out. I don't know what happened. I don't know who. Hello Hobby is a trademark of Walmart. I guess Walmart was trying to market their own line of paints, and it didn't work. So I will put money on it that there are coordinating colors for every single paint. It is a really pretty color. It's a very pretty color. The Hello Hobby paints also, they cover really well. Tammy says she doesn't think it sold well. Oh, I'm sure that that's what happened, that it didn't sell well. Or I think, so they call it an acrylic chalk paint. So it's not like a true chalk paint. So yeah, it's not in a, it's not like it's different than Waverly's chalk paint. I like it. I mean, the colors are gorgeous. I've never had any problems with it. Colleen, are they in your shop? These four, okay, this 4.5 inch square is from the Dollar Tree. This is, if you look at them, like, they're really thin. They're super soft. It's probably, I don't know what kind of wood it is, but Susie, we just sold out of the Forever Frame inserts, the square ones, over the weekend. And so I cut a few more. And I don't think that I've updated the inventory because she just wrapped them all yesterday. But we're just going to make this quick little sign. Guys, it's just another option for you to make a little tier tray sign. Hey, Jennifer. She said she's painting her tray right now. Barbara Vargas at Vargas Palmer. She asked if I have the coffee tray in my shop. So, Barbara, this was part of the Joyful Crafting Club box, and these trays only go to my members. So it's not in my shop. It was a Joyful Crafting Club exclusive. But so if you want more information about the Joyful Crafting Club, you hit Kim comment exclamation Joyful Crafting Club. It's an incredible value because you get a complete tiered tray set with either beads for a bead garland or an interchangeable piece for the interchangeable bead garland. So you get between 5 and 6 mini signs with the regular box, or 6 to 7 mini signs with the deluxe box, Plus you get 2 printables that are printed and in the box for you to make, so you don't have to print those. You also get the digital version of the printables. So if you want to go and make more, or if you have an oopsie, sometimes I might make 4 or 5 or 6. I don't know if I've ever made 6, but I might make 4 or 5, a variety of different 4x4 or 4 1/4 inch round printables for the box. And if I don't, I print 2. I print 1 or 2, and then the ones I don't print go digitally. So you always at least get 2 either, and then the other ones are in the packet. And then you also get short video tutorials so that I teach you how to do exactly what I did. And the reason I do the short video tutorials instead of like a live paint party is because with a tiered tray, there's a lot of pieces. And this way you can work on the parts as you need them. And the ladies, a lot of them, like once they've been through 1 month, they don't need to watch me base coat the signs. They might need some detailing techniques or other stuff like that. But it just lets them go to the part that they need instead of having to scroll through like a 2.5 hour live to find what they want. And they love the short video tutorials for sure. So it helps all of them. And it was so funny because who was it? Was it Lisa? Someone, they've been in for several months and they were like, I did the whole thing this time and I know it well enough that I, barely had to look at the tutorials. So they do learn to paint from those. And then we do a live crafting night. So this is nice and smooth, guys. So we have a live crafting night where we craft together. They ask questions. Last night we did a lot of watercolor painting and talk through that. I'm looking for my decor wax. And then we do a tray styling night where I show them how I would style the tray. The community is great too. Like you can't leave that part out. The ladies in the community are amazing. Tammy says you could always glue these wood pieces together to make it thicker. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. It's just another option. So I'm going to put some decor wax around the edges here. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. The community is wonderful. Like, I don't know. It's the like highlight of my day and my month to get to come in and paint with the ladies and chat. We have a lot of fun together. And then I usually, after we have our paint party night the next day, I usually come live, share the box with everybody, and we craft something out of the box. Usually a printable, because I don't do tutorials in the group on the printables because they're relatively simple. Renee says she can't wait until the weekend because my trays are always awesome. Aw. Well, you guys are, one of the things we were talking about last night, like about how much progress people have made in their crafting. Like Verdana was like, I just kind of surprised myself with the bird because her bird was gorgeous. This was our March box. And we just have a very, very encouraging community. All right, I'm going to stop there for right now. Maybe not. So a little more. So if you've never used decor wax, guys, a little goes a long way. So it's an amazing value. And it's just a really fun way to add some seasonal decor to your home. And it doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take a lot of time to put the tray together and decorate it. Yeah, Tammy, I think you're right. I think you could glue like 3 of these together and then it would just stand up by itself. If you had like some clamps and some good glue, and it would just stick together. Okay, so I'm just doing a little bit of this here. All right, and we're just going to make this look like we bought it at the store. It's just going to look really nice and professional. So with these, I always put a gray line around the ones that don't have a defined border so that you know where to cut. And I'm just going to cut. I kind of want to rip this. I just don't know if I have a paper. I don't have a paper ripper. What if I have a straight edge? I'm going to do something. I'm going to do this. So let's see if this will let me rip it open. I get it wet. It might just be not, it may not work at all. I still want a super straight edge on this. That's what I'm trying to do, but I don't know. There we go. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. See, I just wanted like more of a ripped edge on this, not a straight one. So I'm just folding like right inside that line there. What kind of tack cloth do I use? So Tammy, it's just actually the brand is Valtherain. It's in my Amazon shop, and I get like I order like 12, I don't know, a big pack of like 12 at a time. And it just pulls all of that paint dust up and off. So, and it really does make all the difference to have that tack cloth so that you can clean it up. Tammy says she uses a water pen. I do not have a water pen. Yeah, I don't have a water pen. So this is my tack cloth. I usually cut it down smaller, but I just haven't. Yeah, if you don't have a water pen like me, you can just take a paintbrush with a little water on it. I think it works. I don't know. I don't have a water pen, so I can't say, but this is working just fine. So just going to rip the edges. So I first found out about tiered trays years and years and years ago. I don't know how long I've been decorating tiered trays, but that galvanized metal one that I have that I got from Hobby Lobby that they don't sell anymore, that was I think that was one of my first ones. And I've had that for a long time. And okay, I'm just gonna fold this. And at first I just would, buy things at the store, or sometimes I'd craft something and add it to there. But it wasn't until later on when I started selling things on Etsy that I started like crafting and decorating my own trays when I got a laser. I mean, like sets. And you know what? It's just I love them so much more now that I do my own signs and I can make the colors the way I want and make the whole thing look the way I want. So, okay, there we go, guys. Absolutely. Yeah. Tammy, thank you for that tip. I love when y'all chat with me when I'm crafting. Love it. Love it. Okay. So I didn't want that to be super clean. I just wanted it to be. There we go. So now I'm going to distress my paper a little bit. Okay. See how cute that looks already? So I'm going to take my sponge again. I'm going to put this right here. Stephanie says my creations are beautiful. You're sweet, Stephanie. You are sweet. Stephanie, I met Stephanie from Denise. Y'all, Denise and I will be here Friday at noon. We're just going to do a little craft and chat. I don't really know. We're just going to hang out and chat and craft. So move my hands so you can see me. So come back and chat and craft with us. I don't know. I mean, we're just going to like hang out and craft and talk. So I think we're both going to have projects in the process. If you guys have a request about what I make, let me know. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to craft. So this is decor wax I'm using on the paper, guys. I don't have that. What is that stuff called? The ink pad, the Ranger Rick ink pad stuff. The magical ink pads. I don't have that yet. I need to get it. I'm behind. There's a craft supply out there that I do not own. So I'm just using some decor wax. Kim says, thanks to me, she has tiered trays and this is percent. Is that 5 rooms? Did you mean to say 5 rooms and you didn't have any until you joined the Joyful Crafting Club? Look, and it doesn't even have to always be a tiered tray, does it? I mean, I've got a lot of them too, but I have 1, 2. I have 2 in my kitchen alone, which I know it might be a little obnoxious, but let's just say that I do. Yeah, 5 rooms. I think I want to get another long one, a long rectangle one to put. I need another shorter one to go underneath my kitchen counters because I have my kitchen counters and I have one on my kitchen counters. Then I have a coffee bar area and I got that one from the Hobby Lobby that's 3 tiers and it's shorter, but it's so short, like you can only fit a 4.5-inch sign on there. And I don't know. Well, I don't have any ink pads. So if you don't, I have 0 ink pads. None. Zilch. Nada. I don't know. I call it Ranger Rick, but it's not Ranger Rick. Amelia. And thank you guys for commenting. I love it. Yes, thank you. I don't know. I wish I could tell you. I really don't know. And then you guys, do you want me to show you the results from last night when I sprayed the wood cutouts with that matte stuff? It looks better this time than the first time I did it. Okay, so see how this is? It's going to show up even better when we put it on here. See how the edges look a little distressed? Tammy has 3 trays and now she has the barn. I know you guys are waiting for me to set up my table so we can get the barn out. I feel like if you have the barn, let me know in the comments if you have the white barn from Hobby Lobby. And when you tell me whether or not you have it, I want to know, do you think it needs a loft? Do we think we need a loft? Tim Holtz. Kim, it might be the Tim Holtz. I don't know why I think in my head I call it Ranger Rick. I know it's not Ranger Rick, but it might be Tim Holtz. Okay. I mean, I think you could go on. This is like so calming. If you haven't done this, you guys, like this is very... Okay. So there we go. We've got our edges lightly distressed. Okay, Kim has the barn. Tammy has the barn. Kim, you do think it needs a loft? Okay, so now we've just got to get this on here. Very cute. Look how great that looks. Oh my gosh. Love, love, love. Okay. Let's use the matte Mod Podge for this. Does Denise use Tim Holtz? Okay. Let me just cut the end off of this. I'm gonna cut the end off of this. Yeah. I've got to figure out what to do, where I'm going to put that table that I bought to put like tiered trays or the barn or whatever we're doing there. I'm going to do this a little different because I have edges and I want the finish to look the same. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to get it wet. I know Denise uses a glue stick, but I don't know. I saw in that Hobby Lobby Fanatics group that a lot of the ladies have been wanting lofts for their barn. Like, so there's a top shelf. Sarah Lemon, didn't you ask me if I was going to make a loft for the barn? So literally, I think you can put anything in the barn. I think it can be an any time of year thing. I think it can be, but at Christmas, we're triggering that thing out with the nativity. Like, it is going to be the greatest nativity thing ever. I have been thinking about that. It's going to be so cute. Okay. I'm not sure. We're just going to do it like this, guys. Okay. Lisa says your husband made a loft. Tammy says it needs a loft. So Lisa, is the loft like inside of, I'm just going to put this wet. You guys know I never do this, but I'm going to. I think that looks good. I'm going to push it out. My fingers are clean. I'm like, I'm going to rub some paint or decor wax over this. Look how cute, you guys. Oh my gosh. I had no idea what I was going to do when I started. I was just like, I don't know. And so I want you guys to do that. I want you to sit down like with your printables and something to put it on and just sit there and be like, okay, what am I going to do? And at the end, you're either going to love it or you're going to be like, it's a disaster, but you will have used like, you will have exercised that creativity muscle. And the great thing, if you're in the Joyful Crafting Club and you're doing this with a printable, and if at the end you're like, this is a disaster, raise your hand. If you've had a disaster in your crafting, say yes in the comments. I have absolutely had disasters. Then it's okay. Because you're like, I wasn't in love with the one I crafted Monday. I'm like, I've done better. I don't know. I just, some of my stuff turns out better than that. But you will have exercised those creativity muscles. And the reason that's important is that, okay, there's a lot of reasons that it's important. But one, it stops you from thinking about all the other things that we think about, the bills, the taxes, the grandkids, the way that the grandparents aren't parenting the grandkids, the way that grandma is not showing up for the grandkids, the way that, whatever is going on in your life that's causing you stress. Someone's sick, someone's in the hospital, someone needs help and you're not able to help them. All of those things, it stops your brain and you're focused on that. The other thing that it does, guys, we know from research study after research study, I've got my ranty pants on, I'm kind of like going for it, but is that crafting is good for your mental well-being because it gives you a reprieve. It lifts your mood, right? And then the other thing that it does is you have built a little bit of confidence in yourself. And the more you do that, right, the better your crafting is going to look. In the beginning, everybody does exactly what someone else does. I promise. You see someone do it, you're like, that looks cool. This is where the Pinterest disaster joke comes from. And then you do it and you're like, it looks nothing like theirs, right? And that's how we learn. Like, that's how we learn everything. But then you do it time after time, and then you develop your own little piece. And it doesn't matter what, like, cadence or speed you use to get there, but you develop a little confidence. And then the next time you're like, well, I'm going to try something different. And before you know it, you're like crafting this stuff and you're showing it to people and you're like, where'd that come from? You're like, I don't know, like kind of in my own head. I just kind of thought of it and I did it. Right. So exercise that creativity muscle. So yeah, I am going to, someone asked me something about the, hey, Linda. Oh, you made it. Yay, Linda Taylor. Juanita, no, I did not cut this with my laser. Y'all can go to the Dollar Tree, and if they have them in stock, it's $1.25. They're not super flat, which is okay. So I'm going to seal this, and I think we can put a hanger on it. We could hang it if we want, or not. We could put a bow on it. I'm going to seal it with this satin Duraclear, and then I'll show you guys what it looked like from yesterday. Juanita said she never seems to craft with her printables, and she doesn't know why. I have some like ideas in my head for some cool printables, and they've been floating around in there for a long time, and I don't know why I don't do it. Not for the JCC, like separate and apart from, all for tiered tray crafting, but because that's kind of my thing, right? Hey, Kim. Lisa loves the, well, I'm glad. Maybe I'll take some time and put together some of these printables that I have had floating around in my head. So this is Duraclear satin, and I'm just going to go over the top of this and seal it. I do not seal with Mod Podge for a lot of reasons. One is that Mod Podge can stay tacky. Two is that if this lifts up on the wood, I can press it back down with my heat iron thingy. What is that thing called? The craft iron, right? I can press that back down. I think we need to put like I don't know, like on square things. I always have trouble with like, where does the bow go on a square thing? I don't even know if it needs a bow. So Juanita says she never sees them. I've not seen these at the Dollar Tree for a while, honestly. This came out of my stash of things I have to use to craft with before I'm allowed to go to the Dollar Tree and buy anything else, because it is not appropriate, the amount of Dollar Tree stuff I have that I've not crafted with. Let's just be honest. It's not appropriate. Okay, this is super cute. Super cute. This is a 4.5 inch square. And this could just go right in the tray. In fact, I think I'm going to leave it that way so I have something else to put in my tea tray. And then I just have another piece to go in there. Something else you could do if you were patient is, I thought about this before I started, is you could cut around this really slowly and then put that on. Or if you have a color printer that copies, you wouldn't even need a copy because you have the digital. You would print them onto tissue paper and use the tissue paper on the wood cutouts. Tammy says it's been a while since you've seen these. I'm just going to leave it square. I was thinking about hanging it, and then I thought, no, because I have the other 4-inch square that I crafted with Denise hanging, and I'm going to put that in my kitchen somewhere near my tea tray. And so I think that I'm just going to leave this like this and put it in my tray. But see how easy this was? And it didn't take a lot of time. It's going to look, and I love the way that the Duraclear puts this really beautiful finish on it. I have one little bubble that I'm going to pop back down here in a second. I think that the Decor Wax did a great job of distressing the edges. I think it took a little longer than it does with the Ranger Rick ink pad. But, you know, y'all, I don't have the Ranger Rick ink pad. So, Kim says you can't buy anything until you use what you already have, and you laugh at him and tell him that you're going to die before you use everything. That's so funny. Like, I know you, girl, you got a big box coming to you today too. It'll go out today. Susie needed me to put some of the stuff together for you guys because she didn't know what went in the boxes, the past boxes. But the other day, I was like, I'm out of ribbon. I got to go get ribbon. And Joe was like, how could you possibly be out of ribbon? He goes, how would you possibly be out of ribbon? And I was like, well, I'm not technically like out of ribbon. I'm out of the ribbon I want to use. And he was like, well, that's a more honest statement. So anyway, this is really cute. So yeah, this is a 4.5-inch square. And it just came from the Dollar Tree. I don't know. Like, and I have all these ideas for, okay, this is what's in my head. Is this a good idea or a bad idea? I have ideas for like mini signs that could go on like Dollar Tree and Walmart cutouts that could make a tier tray. Now, it's not going to be as cute as like the wood cutout tray, you know, but like maybe you want a second tray somewhere, like whatever, and you just craft a few things from printables, and then you grab a couple things from your house or a couple things from Hobby Lobby, and then you have a tray. So like tiered tray printables is what I've been thinking about. And like I have these ideas for like different the different sizes, the different things that they carry, the different things you can just grab and make. And I thought, you know, that might be a lot of fun as like a complimentary thing, or even like complimentary like interchangeable signs with printables. I have all these ideas in my head, but I'm like, I don't know. Is that a good idea? Is it a bad idea? Is it stupid? Like, would anyone think that it's a good idea? Like, are there too many printables in this world already? I don't know. Jennifer says good idea. Lisa says it's a great idea. Well, thank you. We have two votes of confidence. I don't know. So guys, this is Amelia likes the idea. Well, Amelia, every time I say like, what do you think about this? And you're like, oh yeah, I want to craft Christmas Amelia and I think share a brain, because I'm like, well, a lot of us do, obviously, but I was like, maybe we should just craft a Christmas thing. Once a month, we should craft Christmas. She's like, yes, let's do that. I think that we should just like all stay home, quit our jobs, hang out. We can craft together. We can have crafting retreats. We can tell our husbands, like, this is what we're doing. We're going to do craft retreats. We're going to like rotate areas. We're going to make lots of fun stuff. Let me show you what I spray sealed last night. I know. I used this last night as a tester, and it's called Folk Art Select Seal Matte Finish, a polyurethane sealer. So it's a polyurethane just like the DuraClear is, okay? But the DuraClear you apply with a brush or a sponge. So this is a matte sealer, so it's different. But I spray sealed these like after we were done. I went over all of them. I will tell you, I don't think that it makes the color pop the way that I don't think it makes the color pop the way that the DuraClear does. You guys know how when I seal something with the DuraClear, I'm always like, oh my gosh, it just pops. And it really does, but it does seal it. I mean, I can feel the layer. It's sealed. It says, the bottle says it self levels. I, though, can see, okay, like on the white, you can't see it as much. And I'm going to put a second coat on this to see if it changes it. But let's see if you guys if I can show you. Sometimes the camera just does not pick up what I'm trying to show. But when you tilt this a certain way, you can see this, like the spray dots. And I don't know if that's because you have to put a couple coats before you get a really clear coat. Yeah. Juanita's asking if I can show you the difference. So this one I've not glued together yet, but this one I spray sealed with this. It's not as pretty as the DuraClear. I'm just going to be real honest about that. The DuraClear just looks like you bought it from the store when you do it the right way, because it is so professional looking. So here's, oh, I lost the coffee bean. Well, I can't have that. Who glued this together? At home, I'm always like, okay, who's in charge of the laundry? Whoever's in charge of the laundry is fired, because nothing is put away. It's always me. But you'd ask Joe. I'm always like, all right, whoever is in charge of cleaning the house, I'm firing them. It's just not acceptable. They do not do a good job. I would never, ever pay this person to clean my home. And Joe's like, Amy, you can't like fire yourself. I do try on a regular basis to get out of doing it. So whoever glued this did not do an adequate job here, because it fell off already. Hi, Cinda. I'm so glad you're here. Let me show you this. I think I put it on upside down now too. I think we're good. Okay, so this is the one I did with DuraClear. This is the one we tested with the spray sealer. I just don't think that there's a really good comparison between the two. I just think the DuraClear is so much more beautiful. Now, if you didn't, if you never saw the DuraClear, you probably would be happy with this. I'm going to try the second coat to see if it looks any better. But I just don't think that there's a great comparison. Let me show you the cup. The cup is two different colors, but see the cup. I mean, I don't know. The cup is just so pretty, and it's white, so it's hard to tell. I did not use the same colors on this cup as I did on the other set. I just feel like when you're looking at it in person, the DuraClear sealed one looks so much prettier. I'll do a second spray and see if that settles in nicer. This is also a matte. Now, you know, I sealed this with, I'm pretty sure I sealed this with matte too, because I'm almost out of the satin. So I don't think it's a bad option. It just is probably, I'm going to try a second coat and see if I like it better. So there you go, guys. All right, ladies. Just a couple announcements before. Oh, we'll do the picking, and then, well, let me do the announcements first, and then we'll pick. Friday at noon, Denise and I are going to be hanging out, just crafting and chatting. So come back and watch us. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to craft. If you have something you want to see me paint, let me know. I'll try and make it happen. Next week is Tiered Tray Week. It starts Wednesday. So I'm super excited about that. And we're just going to craft and talk about all things tiered tray. Barbara, yeah, noon Eastern time for Denise. So I'll send out a text if you're on my text list or on my Telegram list. And then I know this is what we crafted. So pretty. Thank you guys for hanging out and doing this with me. And then, yeah, next week is Tiered Tray Week. And I'll be live Monday at 2:30. So this weekend, Gabe has soccer tournaments, and he and I have to go up to Bowling Green. So I'm going to try and do the Friday night business chat, because we'll just be hanging out up there. We have to get there early. He has a 7 a.m. game on Saturday. And so I'm going to try and pop on live Friday night just to do, so if you guys have some business Q&A for me, and I think it's easier to chat live than to answer like through email or whatever. So I will, if I'm going to do that, I will post on my page and I'll send out a text. Okay. Kim, yes, you need some DuraClear. So let's pick some names. Let me share the screen. Yeah, the DuraClear, it's just a couple bucks too, right? It's just a couple bucks. Let's pick a name for some happy mail. Tracy Courtney. All right, girl. I have your info. We will get that shipped out. Can you guys even see it? You can't see it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry. Tracy, I thought that I pushed share and I didn't. So Tracy is our happy mail winner for today. We will get that shipped out Friday. So y'all, thank you so much for spending some time with me, for chatting about the JCC, for being part of my crafty community. You know, I love y'all. Just keep crafting and spreading joy in the world through the beautiful things you make, because the world needs your creativity. I'm Amy Green with Amy Art Designs. I will be back here Friday live at noon with my friend Denise from the Crafty DIYer, and I will see you then. Have a great rest of your day, y'all. It was fun, wasn't it? I mean, yeah, it was so much fun. I love y'all. You just absolutely make my day. Mwah. Have a great Wednesday.